I would say that having a vision right now at this point of history, it's not an option anymore. It is a requirement. Welcome creators, artists, smart professionals, and all those ready to take action and create a passion-centered lifestyle. This is another episode of the Creative Action Podcast. I'm your host, Bruno Flow. I dedicate my entire life to the mastery of my craft. From producing video games, music albums and films, to creating websites, business projects and marketing strategies. I'm also a martial artist, long-term meditator and professional coach. As a creator or artist, your unique perspective sets you apart. I'm committed to help you in your path towards your own creative vision, while sharing with you how to avoid the common traps that lead to existential anxiety, low energy, and burnout. Let's unlock greater levels of flow, freedom, and fulfillment together. Leaders and change makers are often called visionaries. But do they really see the future? Or is there something else at play? The true power of a visionary is not about making accurate predictions. It is more about shaping the future. When Martin Luther King said in his iconic speech, "I have a dream,"
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal.
He wasn't gazing into a crystal ball, predicting something. He wasn't necessarily analyzing statistics to make his claims. He just only knew that he had a dream. He was crafting a vision. He was envisioning a world where people would judge others not by the color of their skin, but by their character. And that vision, extremely powerful, is now shared by millions. It's becoming a reality. Now, I'm not saying you need to go out and change the world like Dr. King. But what I'm saying is that having a vision can be a game changer in your own life. If you are struggling, lacking results, and you are not engaging into any vision crafting exercise, then continue listening to this episode. Having a vision, to be honest, is not new. It has been used by countless artists, entrepreneurs, and creators in history to achieve success and high levels of fulfillment. Speaking of ancient figures, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Napoleon Bonaparte, Joan of Arc, and maybe other modern figures like Jim Carrey, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Will Smith, Thomas Edison, just to name a few. I would say that having a vision right now at this point of history, it's not an option anymore. It is a requirement. The old narratives of society, culture, religion, family, they are all being deconstructed. Reality is evolving at a very fast pace thanks to technology, which is growing at an exponential rate and is shaping our very perception of reality. Having a vision is one of the keys to unlock a new level of certainty, motivation, meaning, and clarity. Please, I don't want you to just believe me because I say it. By that reason, I'm going to share with you the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. He speaks about the first rule of success.
The first rule of success is to have a vision. It's like you can have the best ship in the world, you can have the best airplane in the world. If the pilot or the captain doesn't know where to go, it would just drift around. It would not end up anywhere, or most likely in the wrong place. I couldn't see myself becoming a farmer or a worker in a factory or anything like that. even though my parents wanted me to stay there and have a normal life. But that was their vision, not mine. My vision was totally different. I felt that I was born for something special, for something unique, for something big. You know how great it felt that I knew where I was going? Imagine the majority of people don't know where they're going. When you have a goal, when you have a vision, everything becomes easy.
And if you are listening to this podcast, probably you are resonating with Arnold's words, as I am doing right now. He's saying that he didn't want to follow the path that everyone was expecting him to follow. He wanted to create something different. He wanted to take creative action. That was the only way for him to move in direction towards his vision. The thing is that Arnold, he knew about his vision. He had a lot of clarity about it. He said that he stumbled upon his vision. And it might be the case that you are not comfortable with following the known path, but you are not so sure about how it looks, this ideal future for you. So if you don't craft this vision for yourself in a very deliberate way, you will not be able to enjoy the benefits of having a vision, enjoying the clarity, the energy, the motivation, the enthusiasm of taking every little step, moving you forward, of overcoming your fears, the pain you feel at every step of your journey. Arnold said that people were always asking him this.
They say, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. The others are working out just as hard as you do, and they look sour in the face. Why is that? And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for gold. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality.
You get the point. This is about creating the momentum, the energy to move forward, doing the difficult things that you need to do, and in this way creating this desired vision. You get it. I suppose you already know about this theoretically, but the thing is, how the heck do you create a vision? How do you do that? Because Arnold had it easy. He just was lucky. He found it and he knew he wanted that and went all in into that, and that was it. But how can you be sure about that this idea is the right one, in example, or if all the effort is worth the pain? And this is a process of self-inquiry that you will need to start doing. There is no shortcut for that. This is a mixture of self-inquiry, exploration, trying to find out, trying to create, imagine things in your mind, write, dance, yell, sing, whatever is it that you need to learn more about what you desire. Now, stay tuned, because I'm going to share with you a guide about what are the things you have to keep in mind before starting to write or engaging in this creative process of developing your own creative vision. First thing, a vision should be positive. This means that you will be focusing on the positive aspects, the things that you desire. You will not be thinking the things you want to avoid. You will be thinking more in the things that inspire you excitement. So you will create a positive story for you to remember, to make you feel great, basically. Also, your vision should be long-term, something like 10 to 20 years from now. That would be important also. If you create a short-term vision, You may start to get concerned about how to make it happen, about the time you need to get this done, to get that resource. Yeah. So thinking it in the long term is an excellent way to avoid that and allows you to think in ultimate terms. This is super important. You shouldn't be concerned about how are you going to reach your vision. I repeat, you shouldn't be concerned about how are you gonna reach your vision. If you are worrying about that, if you try to be realistic, quote unquote, your vision will suck. It will not be inspiring. You will be limiting your imagination to the things that you can do right now, which is probably not much. Because listen, right now you are being a weak version of yourself. You are weak right now. You don't have the skills you need to make your vision a reality yet. You need to walk a path to get there. So don't worry, don't stress around how to make it happen. Focus on making it exciting. Another tip, make your vision as detailed and specific as possible. In this way, you are going to ensure it evokes emotions inside you. If you make it highly detailed, you make it immersive, adding a lot of different things that evokes emotions for you on purpose. When you review your vision, you will feel great, basically. You will feel the emotion. Also, if you feel this emotion, it's a good signal because it will be contagious for other people. Like in the first example I gave you of Martin Luther King, the emotions he was feeling while delivering his speech were 100% authentic. Emotions are important because they predispose you to action. I mean, it's okay to be disciplined and it's extremely important to be able to take control of your actions even if you are not feeling like it. But emotions are a source of energy and leverage that source of energy. If not, you are leaving money on the table. Maybe it's one possible way of saying this. So the vision will give you emotion and the emotion will give you energy to take action with courage, with enthusiasm. Finally, I would recommend you to practice vision crafting at least once a week. The main idea is that by exposing yourself to your own vision and this process, you will start to awaken these emotions inside you and you will start to create a new kind of observer, a new kind of being that is more compatible to this new reality you want to create. That will be the key. So it takes practice, it takes consistency, and there is the possibility that you find yourself in some very common challenge, like in example not being able to invoke emotions. Sometimes by some reason when you write, it doesn't ring, it doesn't click, it doesn't resonate inside you. You struggle to create something that truly excites you. Also, you may feel blocked when you try to do the visualization. Maybe you have some limiting self-beliefs. You don't feel it's possible. You don't feel you are worthy. This happened to me because I struggled for a long time with depression, an existential depression, because of a spiritual crisis I had. I had a very deep no self experience in which I got stuck in a situation in which I wasn't able to desire anything. My motivation to experience new things was completely rusty. In spiritual circles, this is known as dark night of the soul. I don't know what your background is, but I can tell you that this was a very hard time in my life, and thanks to coaching I was able to reconnect with my desire and start asking questions that I wasn't asking myself before. Like, what would I like to see happening? What would I like to experience? those questions were life-changing for me. They seem like very, simple questions, but they are very deep, very deep. What would you like to see happening in your life? What would you like to see? What would you like to experience? These questions are amazing for creating a vision because they invite you to this playful, creative state in which you can imagine whatever this is that you want. So, to summarize, if you're experiencing any of those challenges, my advice will be that you need to continue practicing. That's it. And how does it look to practice? Because I'm not giving you any clear instructions. Well, I laid out a basic guide called A Perfect Day for you. It's added into the description of this episode. And by completing this journaling guide, you will be exercising your vision crafting skills because you will need to visualize how would it look a perfect day in your ideal future. And you had to be detailed, specific with how you write about this ideal future. This will be a very specific way of practicing vision crafting. But to be honest, there are no limits for this. You can try visualization, you can try sketching in a notebook. You had to develop your own ways and learn about yourself, what works for you, because what works for me maybe doesn't work for you. It's very personal. Also, it may be that you need to expose yourself to new things to see which one of these things resonate more with your core self, with your deepest longings and yearnings. This is not a linear process. But by engaging in this vision crafting exercise I'm giving you, you will be starting with the right foot on this path, and for sure you are going to get more clarity and more motivation to move forward. That's the invitation I want to give you on this episode. I hope you enjoy it. Having a vision, it's good, it's useful, I recommend it. It's not the final solution, but it's an excellent tool for you to navigate in this chaotic reality. I wish you the best. Enjoy your week. See you next time.